The first time she flinched when I touched her, I thought she was just tired. We'd been arguing more than usual, small things mostly. Her working late, my questions, her clipped answers. But that night, when I brushed her arm as I passed behind her, she snapped. "Stop touching me," she said. Not shouted, just said it. Cold, flat, final. Like she was ending something I didn't realize had begun. For a moment I froze. My hand hovered midair, caught between disbelief and humiliation. The air between us felt heavy, as if her words had drained it of warmth. She didn't look at me, just kept scrolling through her phone, pretending I wasn't there. That's when I knew something had changed. I didn't argue, didn't ask why. I just stood there, heart pounding in my throat, and walked out of the room. The silence that followed wasn't peaceful. It was suffocating. Every night she came home later. Every morning she left earlier. Her phone was never more than an arm's reach away. Her laughter quieter, her eyes harder. When I tried to talk, she said she was tired. When I tried to hold her, she turned away. I started counting the lies. Late meeting. Just drinks with coworkers. My phone died. Each one came with a different tone, a different excuse, a different look that used to mean love but now just meant distance. One night I asked her directly, "Is there someone else?" She blinked like she couldn't believe I'd said it. Then she smiled, a small pitying smile. "You're being paranoid." I wanted to believe her. I really did. But there was something in her eyes that didn't match her words. The next morning, she left for work wearing a new perfume. I'd never smelled it before. Something floral, heavy, almost intoxicating. I followed her to the door, just watching as she adjusted her coat and grabbed her keys. She didn't notice me looking. When the door shut behind her, I felt something inside me unravel. Not anger, not even sadness, just an ache. A slow, quiet ache that told me I'd already lost her. That weekend I decided to vanish. Not out of revenge, not to hurt her, but because I couldn't stand being invisible in my own home anymore. I packed a bag, turned off my phone, and left before dawn. I didn't leave a note. I needed her to feel what I'd been feeling. Emptiness, confusion, absence. For the first time in months, the silence felt different. Not suffocating, but freeing. I drove until the city lights disappeared in my rearview mirror, and checked into a small cabin 2 hours away. No signal. No noise. No her. I sat by the lake all morning, just staring at the water, wondering when exactly love had started rotting between us. Was it the first lie? The first withheld truth? Or the night she told me not to touch her, as if my hands were poison? By evening I turned my phone back on. 50 missed calls. Most from her. My chest tightened. The first voicemail was shaky. "Luke, where are you? This isn't funny." The second came an hour later. "Please call me. I'm sorry, okay? Just call me." By the 10th, her voice was breaking. "You can't just disappear like this. I didn't mean what I said. I just please come home." And then came the last one, her voice quiet, trembling. "Something happened. I need to talk to you. Please." Something about her tone sent a chill through me. I replayed it over and over. The next morning I drove back. When I walked into the house, she was sitting on the couch, eyes red, phone clutched in her hand like it was the only thing keeping her upright. When she saw me, she stood, her face crumpling. "Luke," she whispered. I said nothing. She rushed toward me, stopped halfway, then hesitated, as if she wasn't sure if she was allowed to touch me anymore. "I thought you were gone for good," she said. "You told me to stop touching you," I replied. Her lips trembled. "I didn't mean it. Everything's been so messed up." "Because of him?" I asked. Her silence was answer enough. I let it sit between us. The truth. The thing she'd been denying for months. When she finally spoke, it came out in fragments. "It wasn't supposed to happen. I was lonely, confused. You listened when you didn't. It didn't mean anything, Luke. I swear." I stared at her, feeling nothing and everything all at once. "You told me to stop touching you because you were already his," I said quietly. Her tears fell, fast and messy. "Please don't say that." I ended it. I told him I couldn't keep doing this. That I loved you. I laughed softly, bitterly. "You ended it because I disappeared." She froze. 50 calls, remember? I said. "You weren't scared I was gone. You were scared he would be." Her eyes widened, guilt written all over her face. I walked past her and into our bedroom. The air smelled faintly of her new perfume. On the dresser was a framed photo of us from years ago. Her head on my shoulder, our smiles genuine, unforced. I picked it up and turned it face down. She followed me in, her voice cracking. "Please, Luke. Don't do this. We can fix it. We can start over." I turned to her slowly. "You killed what we had the moment you treated me like a stranger in my own home." She reached for my hand. This time I was the one who pulled away. Her face broke. "You said you'd never give up on me." "I didn't," I said. "You gave up first." I left that night. No yelling, no grand exit. Just a quiet closing of a door that had been open too long. A week later she called again. I didn't answer. She texted, "I miss you." I made a mistake. I almost replied. Almost. But then I remembered the way she'd looked at me that night. Like I was nothing more than an obligation she'd outgrown. And the urge faded. Love doesn't die in a single moment. It erodes slowly until one day, there's nothing left but habit. And I was done living out of habit. Months later I heard she'd moved away. New city, new job, same mistakes. A mutual friend said she still asks about me sometimes. If I'm happy, if I've met someone new. The truth is, I don't know what happiness looks like yet. But peace? That I've found. Because the night she told me to stop touching her, she thought she was pushing me away. She didn't realize she was setting me free.